Smackdown Hot Takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of Smackdown, Raw, and or PLEs. And if they bring back Taboo Tuesday, well, we're going to be doing some taboo hot takes, which does not sound PG appropriate. But let's get going. We got It's OTW, Chop, it's official. I'm a Naomi fan. Couldn't really get behind her this whole time until she told Bianca she'll put her in a wheelchair like her mother. I'm now the biggest fan. Hey, don't worry about it, OTW. One of us. It took me a long time to get on the Karrion Kross bandwagon, but here I am, a full-time supporter of Karrion Kross, and here you are, a full-time supporter of Naomi. I just warn you to proceed with caution because she is amazing. I love Naomi right now. And then, speaking of that wheelchair comment, Comic Head as also brought it up. Naomi had the line of the night. It wouldn't be good if you and your mama were in a wheelchair. Oh my gosh, that's savage. I loved it. Naomi, it's revealed that she went into Bianca Belair's house while everybody was gone, and it's so creepy. So, I loved it. This Naomi character, it's like, where has it been? Naomi's been, with WWE for the most part for 13 years. Where has this Naomi been? Has it been locked away, hiding, or did it just click for Naomi? I wish we could have got this Naomi 5 years ago. But you know what? Like I told OTW, better late than never. Naomi is killing it, and I'm loving it. Is she about to do something that has only been done one time in my entire history of watching wrestling? And for a female to become my favorite wrestler in the moment. The last time it happened was Becky Lynch, the Man, when she got hit in the face by Nia Jax. That's the only time I've ever put a female as my top wrestler, and I'm about to do that to Naomi. I am so freaking entertained by Naomi that I'm beginning to think that she might replace Drew McIntyre, who's been my number one guy for the last 2 to 3 years. No, 2 years. 2 years. Drew McIntyre has been my number one guy. Naomi's about to replace him, not replace him, but put him down a peg because she is just so good. Am I wrong here, people? Can we not show Naomi the love that she deserves? Holy cow, she is so freaking good. One more comment about Naomi. Naomi's villain arc is better storytelling than whatever this Seth/Heyman drama is. This shouldn't be a hot take. I don't know if I agree with that yet. I think they're both great stories. I will say this though. I think Naomi's heel turn is better than John Cena's heel turn, and I don't want to hear the argument that, then John Cena's doing a good job because he's supposed to give us nothing. No, I don't agree with it, because if John Cena really was going to give us nothing, then he wouldn't be doing fanatics signings. He is literally doing stuff for the fans still. He is literally giving the fans signatures. He is literally still an active participant in the entertainment side of wrestling. Just because his character says that he's not trying to entertain us doesn't mean he's actually, the John Cena the human isn't doing that. But I will say that Naomi is trying to entertain us, and she's definitely entertaining me. Love it, and I hope that she wins the Money in the Bank. And if you want to win the Money in the Bank briefcase right here, all you got to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, also hit that bell, ding notification. I am literally going to give this briefcase away or a championship once I hit 20,000 subscribers on my path to quit my day job and produce wrestling content full time, baby. And as an added bonus, I would appreciate if you thumbed up this video. The thumb loves thumbs ups. I just love those thumbs ups. All right, so please help me out and help the thumb out. Yes, help me out. And yeah, win-win. You could win this too. All right, next hot take, we got Grizzly94. Once again, Carmelo Hayes can't win an important match. What is the point of him being there if he can't win a single match? I don't understand. Let me guess. Hayes versus The Miz. Old brother. Now, Hayes versus The Miz, though, I think is a great matchup to have. I think, though, we're doing it way too soon. These guys should be on the same page for an entire 6 months before we have this match. You can have this blow-off payoff match of them feuding at, like, I don't know, Survivor Series or a Saturday Night Main Event way down the line. We don't need it at SummerSlam. We don't have to rush this breakup. They're doing great. I think that Carmelo Hayes losing here was a missed opportunity. I don't hate the fact that Andrade won, but I am a little perplexed by it in that it seems like if we're not going to be doing anything with Andrade, if we know for a fact that Andrade's just going to lose this ladder match and then have no storyline whatsoever, I don't get why we didn't give it to Carmelo. It's OTW, no Melo in Money in the Bank is insane. Andrade isn't even over. I mean, you could argue, well, you got to give him opportunities to get over, but you got to also say it's like, you know, come on. Melo, like, this is a prime spot for Melo. Wrestling Cash says Andrade looks like a Seth Rollins clone. You know what? I mean, maybe, like, the white tights and stuff, maybe. I'm just gonna... maybe. That's my response. A big old maybe. Growing Grounds, Andrade going over instead of Carmelo was just horrible. Horrible, I think is strong, but like questionable, I think is reasonable. But we do have a counterpoint. Zorro, DR2VN says, Andrade is as good as Carmelo, except for promo, maybe. I do think that wrestling-wise, yeah, Andrade's an amazing wrestler, so I don't think that's the question. I think it's how its connection with the crowd is what's in question, but Zorro goes on to say, Carmelo still has many years left in his career. Give some time for Andrade to shine. That's a fair counterpoint. Carmelo has many, many years ahead of him, while Andrade is already like in his like mid-30s. Now, don't get me wrong, mid-30s is almost like, still like definitely the prime of your career. A lot of wrestlers are going all the way to 50 now, but, yeah, I just don't know. I don't want them to Dolph Ziggler Carmelo Hayes in that he has 1,000 wins and 1,000 losses. I don't like that. I want just dominant people. Or when I say dominant, I don't mean like you have to be dominant like Roman Reigns. I'm just saying you got to have good win-loss records and not just thrown in there to make other people look good, which I fear they do to Carmelo Hayes. And yeah, this is I think Zorro, I get what you're saying. Let's give Andrade some chances, some time to shine. But I don't know. It feels like Carmelo should have been in there also at the same time. But I do acknowledge your statement, Zorro. It's fair. It's fair, and maybe it's just bias on my part, because I really like Carmelo as a character. So I'm going to stick with, I wish Carmelo was in, but I am going to acknowledge that it just might be personal bias on my part, and maybe Andrade was the right call because of, I don't know, if we don't give him opportunities, well, then he will never get over. So we got to give him those opportunities. Juju Butter, it was so boring, I peed myself. I don't think peeing yourself is a symptom of being bored. So I think you should go to a doctor's as soon as possible. Tiz Mickey, 2007. I missed most of Smackdown because there was a storm in my area. That sucks. What I did see was Andrade win the qualifying match. And I mean, okay, I guess. I like him, but that felt so random. Yeah, that's exactly how I would have put it. It's like, oh, okay, Andrade won? All right, so, next match? Yeah, it did feel random. I think that's what it was. It felt random because he's been getting no airtime leading up to this. I'm going to compare it to this, but it's not on the same levels, but it's like when Jinder Mahal won the world title, it was like, wait, what? And I love Jinder Mahal, don't get me wrong. Don't hinder the Jinder, but it was just like, wait, what? Jinder won, and it was like that's kind of how he felt on a very like watered down level because just qualifying for the Money in the Bank is not on par with winning the top prize. But yeah, Jinder won, and you got Jacob Fatu, one of the hottest people on SmackDown, and you got Carmelo Hayes, like just a steady hand, someone who is consistently on TV, even at an angle with his mentor The Miz, and then Andrade wins. When was the last time Andrade really had anything to really chew on? So it was like the last time he had anything to chew on was his best of 7 with Andrade last year. So yeah, it just felt random. Not horrible, but like, okay then? And then at this point, WWE is just telling us LA Knight is going to win, and that's fine, but I felt like it should have been Mello to win the qualifying match. Yeah, see, so again, I like how you said that. It's like, I kind of want LA Knight to win, actually, because I feel like if LA Knight doesn't win, his time will have passed him. But that said, it doesn't mean we couldn't get Carmelo in the match still, because it's like, okay, maybe Carmelo doesn't win, but he will look good standing up with this pantheon of main eventers. Mickey also says, I don't need to read this part, but she wants to go over why LA Knight will win. This is why she thinks I'm going to read it. You have a lot of good comments. So Jacob probably is going to cost Solo. If Seth wins, that's dumb. He doesn't need it, so somebody will probably cost him. Yeah, I really hope they don't give it Seth. Seth does not need it. Kind of like Rhea Ripley doesn't need the Money in the Bank. Rhea Ripley can enter the main event scene whenever she wants, and so can Seth freaking Rollins. He does not need it. Andrade makes no sense. That's what I said earlier. Yeah, he doesn't make sense. It would be insane if he won. And then the internet would like, oh my God, I can't believe we wasted the Money in the Bank. That actually would be kind of funny. And so like, I kind of like, maybe I'm going to low-key root for Andrade just so the internet can crash. But let's be honest, I'd probably crash along with them. Penta isn't winning. Yeah, he's not winning. And whoever wins the next qualifier is definitely not winning. So that only leaves LA Knight in the process of elimination. Although, Mickey, CM Punk is in the qualifying match, and you would think, well, that he also kind of applies in the Seth Rollins arena where CM Punk can enter the main event scene whenever he wants, and he doesn't need the Money in the Bank. But 2011, Money in the Bank, John Cena versus CM Punk. What if they run it back? CM Punk wins the Money in the Bank, and then he comes out, cashes in on John Cena during their tag match, wins, blows a kiss, and runs up the stands into the crowd. That's never gonna happen, but that would be pretty amazing. Money on repeat. Damian Priest has nowhere to go. Yeah, he has nowhere to go. It's like, I said this in my one take, one shot review. He came out and he was like, I want a championship and I'm going after the US title. And it was like, wait, what? If you want a championship and you've already been the top dog, you should be trying to go after the top dog. I understand that the reality of the situation is they're not going to waste an appearance of John Cena on Damian Priest, which is kind of weird in that why wouldn't they be using John Cena to elevate talent? Because, like, you know, he has only so many dates left. Why wouldn't he be elevating other future main eventers? But that aside, it doesn't matter whether or not the business sense of WWE would allow Damian Priest to fight John Cena. The character within the universe of WWE, Damian Priest, should want the top prize no matter what. When Drew didn't go after the top prize, he had an excuse. Drew wanted a fight, not the championship. Therefore, he chose Jacob Fatu. But Damian Priest is saying, I want a championship and I will fight you. So there's two different ways. If you want to fight, go up against Jacob Fatu. If you want a championship, go up against John Cena. So yeah, Damian Priest saying that, it's like, come on, dude. But where else does he have to go? Like, who's he gonna feud with? There's like nobody for him to feud with. I think they need to turn him heel. Like, definitely, I think he will be. I think Damian Priest would be more comfortable as a heel here, and going up against Jacob Fatu is not going to do him any favors as a babyface. Jacob Fatu is basically a babyface that WWE isn't willing to pull the full trigger on, so Damian Priest is just going to get booed out of the building. Then again, I thought the same with Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest did give a pretty entertaining feud there, so I could be wrong. Damian Priest, I hope you prove me wrong. Omar, my hot take is Logan Paul cuts a better promo than John Cena. Rose Gold J responds saying, Frozen take, Uso can't even do promos. Frozen take, as if we all know it. Ooh, ouch. Honestly, yeah. Logan Paul does do a better promo. I can tell that his are a little more scripted. Maybe that's why the faces just stood there and allowed Logan Paul to just, like, berate the crowd for like 5 to 8 minutes. It made I really had a problem with that. The segment comes and Logan Paul and John Cena just tear into the crowd while the baby faces literally just stand there looking dumb, helpless, and weak as Logan Paul just rips into everybody. The reality of the situation is maybe Logan Paul can't do the back and forth, so they had to let Logan Paul like get all of his rehearsed lines out. And I'm not even saying that as a bad thing. I don't care if they rehearse their lines 100 million times as long as it comes across good on TV. The problem is Logan came out really good, but the others didn't. That's kind of like, I kind of bunny trailed your comment here. Is Logan Paul a better promo than Jey Uso? Right now, yes. As face Jey Uso that says yeet a lot, yes, he is a better promo. However, I will say that back in the day, just 2 to 3 years ago, Jey was really, really freaking good on the mic. If you go back to, there's a segment, there's many times where Jey had to get on the mic. The right hand of Roman Reigns was super good on the mic. And if you go back to the Usi segment, just Google, YouTube search, Bloodline not feeling Usi, and Jey Uso delivers a solid promo there. And I don't understand how Jey Uso lost that. Does he not know how to be a babyface? And you might be like, oh, his promos are fine. Yeah, maybe they are fine, but are they memorable? Are they memorable? And that's what I want from Jey, because I know he can do it. I've seen him do it. I just don't understand why he can't do it now. So, yeah. Logan Paul, currently, I agree, does do a better promo, but I know that Jey can, because I've seen him do a better promo than Logan, but he's just not doing it right now. Max01 as MSK, if they book Logan Paul versus Cena at SummerSlam instead of Punk, I'm crashing out. But hot take, SmackDown and Raw should be 2 hours and 20 minutes. Obviously, 2 hours is better than 3, but an extra 20 minutes wouldn't hurt. John versus Logan Paul, I think that will happen after John Cena turns face again. Now, I think you might be in for a rude awakening, because I think we're getting Cena versus Cody at SummerSlam. Unless they do an injury angle at Money in the Bank, the logical step of after the tag match is the singles match, the rematch of Cody and John Cena at SummerSlam. So I don't know when Punk factors in, but not yet. And your hot take about the timing, yeah, SmackDown is way too long. 3 hours is way too long. But you are right. Raw at like 2.5 hours is a really good sweet spot. And if they just cut 40 minutes off of SmackDown, it probably would be beautiful. I'll take 2 over 3, but 2.5 is, I think that actually does work way better. I know Raw, it just flows way better not having the full 3 hours. Colombian Kid, can't wait to see Julia take the women's U.S. title from Zelina Vega. They keep teasing it. I definitely wouldn't mind that. I definitely think Julia would be a great choice. She's a phenomenal wrestler, huge all over the world and in NXT, but as a new person to the roster, this is like the U.S. title would be a great stepping stone into that main event. It keeps her from the main event scene, which is fully loaded right now, so just give her that title. I will say, though, that if she wins the Money in the Bank and cashes in on the U.S. title, then I'll have a problem, because that would be dumb. You always go after the world title, the undisputed title, on when you are Money in the Bank. Martin VR, great to see Jobber 6 wipe out the whole tag team division. I think that's fair. Now, you could argue, though, that the Wyatt Six are 4 dudes, right? And they're a cohesive unit. They have one goal. They completely planned everything ahead of time. And so while, yes, it's 4 versus, I think, 8, because there was the Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Gun, Fraxium. So it was 4 teams, so it was like 4 versus 8. But I do believe that a cohesive 4-man group can beat 8 individuals, or at least 4 individuals, because you could say, okay, well, the tag teams would have helped their tag team partner, but again, 4 people they have the jump on you, like strategically, it does make sense. Now, it would be different if the Wyatt 6 had been the ones in the ring first, and then the 4 teams came out. But because it was the other way around, if you planned it properly, you could take out the whole division like that. It's just basic warfare, Sun Tzu, art of war type stuff here. I am a history major. I've studied battles, lots of battles back in my day, believe it or not. But I get what you're saying. I understand why it does look bad, and you have to really think about it in order to realize that, yes, getting the surprise attack and being able to plan it out with a cohesive unit does make sense here. But I do understand why you think it was a burial of the tag team division. Raphael Adair, Wyatt 6 got their aura back. They don't need the tag team titles when they want to cause unadulterated chaos for the love of the game. I do agree, but I disagree at the same time. I'm wondering if this time around the Wyatts do need to go after titles, because maybe last time it was a little too directionless, and that's where it kind of fell apart. Because I was all about this. I was like, don't give them any titles. They don't need it. Their agenda should be more than what a title is. However, like when they beat the American Made and they beat Chad Gable last time, the feud was just kind of over, and Chad Gable just went out and did his own thing. It was kind of like underwhelming in that it was like, wait a second, Chad didn't even apologize to Otis. Like, what did this feud accomplish? So maybe titles are important even to a group like the Wyatt 6, so we can put like some finite endings on feuds with them. But as of right now, it's like it's okay. But again, it's like, why are they creating chaos in the tag division? Last time they had motives. What's their motive here? We do need a little more, but they are back on that path of having their aura. And then we have number 2, disappointed that Andrade won instead of Carmelo Hayes, but happy that I was right when I said Solo will cost Jacob the money in the bank spot. I don't see a lot of Solo comments, and I'm loving Solo right now. So let me just use this moment to talk Solo Sikoa. He is so funny. You guys gotta watch Solo. You girls gotta watch Solo. When he's not in the ring, he is doing something. He was doing this dance with his legs. This dude, like, I'm telling you, he should be a face. I'm loving Solo right now. Solo Sikoa and Naomi are 2 of my favorite characters in all of WWE right now. Chelsea Green too. And it's just like, oh geez, they just got it. They got it. I'm so happy that, speaking of aura, Solo got his back. KSA Drilla, I feel like Cody will mention The Rock, but the elephant in the room is still yet to be addressed. I don't think John Cena has even said anything about it either. Yeah, it's like, oh, that was a whole debacle. I think there's just a lot of backstage politicking that just destroyed that entire storyline. I really think that's what happened. Maybe they were just instructed, just don't say nothing. Because it's like, I don't even know. It's like, I'm still mad at The Rock. And what sucks is the storyline could be salvaged. The Rock could just show up, and within 3 lines of dialogue, the whole story could be saved. And yet, we don't. And it just hangs over there like a huge loose end over the 17th World Championship title reign of John Cena. Jimbo Slice, I still can't get behind Damian Priest. I still feel like he doesn't believe in his own words when he's speaking. The conviction behind his words compared to someone like Jacob is astronomically different. You know what? You're right. You are right. What if we did a double turn? Let people want to cheer. People want to cheer Jacob Fatu, and people seem to be a little hesitant to really fully get invested in Damian Priest. So, if we need a heel to face ratio, just turn him. Let Jacob go face and Damian go heel. It's easier to be a heel, and so maybe Damian could feel his conviction could be there. Code Red Shockwave. That is a name right there. If Logan and Cena lose at the PLE, I want the two of them to feud, but maybe when Cena starts to transition back into becoming a face, perhaps due to R-Truth. You know, there was a moment where Logan Paul wanted to fight and John Cena didn't, and Logan Paul like grabbed him and said, "Let's fight, man." And John got mad. John got mad that he got grabbed like that, and then Cody interrupted, and which was dumb because why would you interrupt your enemies feuding with each other? But yeah, there was a moment, so I think it could happen. I think it really could happen, but those appearances are dwindling, so we don't have much time left to do it. Devin Ford, man, why is Jay's face tweaking the whole time he's out there tonight? Looks like he's struggling to remember his little catchphrase, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. You know, you got me laughing at this and you're going to get me in trouble. The fact that I would laugh at a insult towards Jay will make people think that I hate Jay Uso. I can't believe you hate Jay Uso. It's funny, people. If someone can make a good burn, it's a good burn and it's hilarious. I'm sorry if you can't find humor even when they're making fun of your guy. That was you were very funny there. I think what it is, he's just gassed. He comes out, he does his yeet, and he's like, yeah, he's just gassed. But that was a hilarious, struggling to remember his words. Devin also says, I can't get behind the Wyatts. I'm sorry, but the gimmick is old as dirt, and they don't come close to the OGs. Feels like a weak Temu version to get cheap pops. I think that's a fair statement, but I do see that the Wyatts do have a large fan base, so maybe there's something to do with it. You know, Solo Sikoa's bloodline seemed like the Temu bloodline, and here we are. We got an amazing Solo Sikoa out of it. We got an amazing Jacob Fatu out of it, and we got a guy named JC Mateo out of it. It's Hop. Cody and Jay looked weak. Yeah, they looked so weak. Like, how are the baby faces just gonna stand there? Literally just stand there. All you had to do was have John and Logan come out first. They could have berated the crowd for 10 minutes, and then the heroes could have showed up to shut them up. Standing there allowing 2 other men to disrespect you like that is not the wrestling I remember or want to see 100%. I get it. Things are different than when Stone Cold and The Rock were in play. But, why would we throw away some aspects that made them look strong and appealing, like standing up for yourself, like not letting people just berate the fans, like that? The guy, Logan, just kept talking and talking. He even eyeballed Jay once, and they said nothing. They just stood there, we'll just politely wait till you're done before we attack you? No. Jimbo Slice again. I don't think people are ready for this conversation, but Logan could retire tomorrow and still be a lock for the Hall of Fame, suddenly for redefining what a celebrity wrestler is. Woo. He could definitely go in the celebrity wing. I get what you're saying. His ability to go in the Hall of Fame isn't necessarily based on his wrestling career. It's based on the perception that he has created about a celebrity wrestler. That's, you're right. People aren't ready for that conversation. I would entertain it, though. DDE Live, best SmackDown in months, and it wasn't even that great. It was okay, but it's better than garbage. The bar is so low. Carmelo should have been in the Money in the Bank. They built him up the entire night to be in it just for him to lose the match. Hopefully his booking becomes better. Yeah, you know what? This is kind of a fair statement. A month ago, SmackDown was horrendous. And I gave this, I think, 7 out of 10 chops. It was the main event that ruined it for me. But, I mean, it wasn't an all-timer, but I did enjoy it. The first half hour was great, though. The Naomi really carried this one for me. Comic Head, Solo Sikoa continues to be such an interesting character. Him scolding JC for hitting Jimmy and later interfering with Jacob by cheering him on to do a moonsault makes him the most well-intended heel on the show. LOL, hope they stick the landing, stick to landing, well, on whatever this arc will be. So yeah, I think he purposely made Jacob lose, but he's definitely trying to get Jimmy back on his side. He needs to apologize, just like Roman needs to apologize to Jay. Solo needs to apologize to Jimmy because losing has consequences. Yeah, Solo, you're the reason why he left in the first place. But yeah, I'm loving Solo. He's so funny. He's so hilarious. I kind of wish he would just go face. Honestly, I wish him and Jacob would just be friends and they would all just go face. It's crazy because literally my solution to everything is just turn heel. But with Solo, it's turn him face. And then between Solo, Jacob, Naomi, and Chelsea, SmackDown has a fire mid-card scene. They absolutely do. And then our final hot take, as much as everyone, and this is from Ghostly Raz Grizz, as much as everyone hates Logan for the crap he's done outside of wrestling in WWE, he has done everything right. So he's saying he's not justifying anything Logan has done outside of wrestling, but he is saying in WWE he's awesome. I'd say he's better than Jey Uso, one-dimensional with no mic skills, and Cody Rhodes, beyond boring. So he really likes Logan Paul. How do I end this? How do I end this without making everybody mad at me? Yeah, good is good. Logan Paul is good, whether you like or not. You have the ability to turn off your TV if you are that much opposed to him. Hopefully, though, you can find some enjoyment in his storylines and maybe just boo the crap out of him. And you can at least enjoy the fact that you have a character that you actually hate and he can get real heat. I don't know. But, yeah, hopefully you don't now hate me because I didn't just berate Logan Paul. Hopefully you now still like this channel and you still will continue coming here because you, beautiful people out there, you are what make this channel. You are awesome. You are amazing. And I hope you boys, you girls, you have a great day.